Okay, I'm live. Oops. Trying to put my feet on the wrong ledge. Little Friday night cocktail. And William is making me some Parmesan crisps in the next room, which I'm really excited about, because I think they're my all-time favorite snack. There we go. Oh, that doesn't look bad on the camera there. All right, I'll take it. You know what looks bad? This bird. I got my easel like a little bit more tucked in. I did a little rearranging this afternoon. So this is mostly dry. And the more I look at the reference photo, the more I hate it. Like I do, I hate it badly. It makes me so sad. But what I want to work on, I guess, oh man, my jacket, my apron is choking me. I said my jacket almost. I need to like hit it a little differently. So I need a bigger pin for it. Can you do me a favor and bring me one of the clips? Actually, I've got one right here. Never mind. Thank you. One of these big clips. All right. This has been so nerve-wracking to work on this duck. So tonight, what I want to do is get the feather work done. I'm not exactly thrilled with the background, but it's like already dry, so I'm so tired of messing with it. I think I'll just not like tune it up when everything's done. And now that I'm looking, like when she was talking about yellow undertones and different things, I would do this really differently. So I don't know, challenging to learn a new medium when I've been doing the other ones for so long. So I want to be able to see this as flat as I can. It's so that I can like look back. I know you're like behind me, but it makes it a little easier. I could probably turn this a little bit. Maybe like that. It might be less painful for my neck. There we go. It's a Friday night, so like no one's gonna be on, you know? So I do remember from my notes, when you're working glazes, you are working light to dark. And when you're working opaques, you work dark to light. And still with the warms in the background. So, and you work back to front. So we're just going to start on these feathers and like work our way down to the front and see how far we get. Okay. So I know the painting sucks. You're not wrong. This is my first like oil painting. I do watercolors and I teach watercolors and I traditionally paint in acrylics. And I thought I would learn a new medium at the age of 50, which is so crazy to do. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm just trying to get the camera aligned a little bit better so that you can see it without me having to crane my neck. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to work on right now, I've got a lot of the background done. It's not perfect. I hate it in some ways. I wish I even hadn't like messed with it, but I'm going to work on his feathers and come forward. So warm colors recede, cool colors. Excuse me. See, I already have it backwards. Cool colors recede, warm colors advance. I'm going to work in cool opaques on the back. So I've got my opaques lined up on the back side of my palette here. Look at that mess. Crazy, huh? Let me grab some of these nice mixer brushes. I call them mixer brushes because they're not like blending as much. But I need some straight edges. If I use rounded, it's not going to be good for the edge of the feathers. I'm just like gonna dig out some that I think will work. And really, I've already got it so green there. It almost needs to be like lightened up. So dark, we're gonna go dark to light, working the cool forward. And I grab like a cool brown. It's not really opaque though. So I almost wonder, should I see if I have like an opaque, like a yellow ochre, a warm opaque. I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow ochre to that. going to take me a second to find one that is already actually open, but I know I have some. Hang on one sec. My little tool chest of fun. Oh dear, that one looks older than this one. I did open all of these and test them all. I thought, but I didn't. I don't think I did all the yellow ochres because I have a bunch of different ones. Oh, there we go. Some of them are quite old. I'm going to put that over here with the orange and I'm going to use some of that as well. It's like the tips. Once I printed off the picture, I realized it looks so different on my phone. I have learned a huge lesson from this little experiment in changing mediums. And the lesson is print off your picture. Like even on well, this isn't the best printer in the world, really. It's not a great printer. But I seriously wished I had printed it and not been trying to look at it on my phone because my phone was not adequate. I got to take a sip of my cocktail. I'm nervous to be here. Okay. I'm going to grab a little bit of this brown and hit it up with this ochre color. See what I get. Ooh, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Let's see if this brush is a good brush, though. It looks kind of wonky. Okay. It's not terrible. I'm going to like add a layer of this brownish color down. And grab a little bit of my 6:1 medium. I didn't put that out. Whoops. That is 6 parts solvent. Yeah, 6 parts solvent to 1 part linseed oil. So I just want to pour some of this in my little dish here. Whoops. Poured some on the paint too, which isn't a big deal. I just need a little bit in the dish. And if I don't put this on, I will absolutely spill it everywhere. There we go. That's my little dish. So then when I am actually applying paint, I'll usually grab a little bit of that and do this. So it like thins it out some. It makes the paint dry a little faster, but it also thins it out a little bit. All right. Well, that's kind of the start of that one. And it's going to get bright green and whatnot next to it. I see that this brush is really not super, super adequate for this because it's so, excuse me, it's so fat. I need a little teeny one. I'm going to steal the paint off of it with my little brush. So I knew that was going to be too fat. And I'm going to do a couple of them. I don't want to do the ones that are touching each other because it's going to get messed up if I do that. I'm going to start from the way far back feathers. Even this one here is a good one to go with. And then I'm going to add some bright color into it and then some yellows. All right. So this one here has like a whole bunch of bright green back there. So I'm going to just kind of wipe my brush off and grab some of this brighter green. I'm going to see how this goes. I'm going to brighten it up even a little more with some yellow. We're going to see if I like that. I need to grab this like darker blue area. I think I'm just trying to be observant. Like the lady in the class, be super observant. I feel like it's really, oh, here we go. All right, I'm gonna go with blue and the feathers, blue and the green, and try to get those dark blues too. So dark, I don't know. It's there, the blue is in there. A little bit more green. to use just opaques. They're like not as dark as the transparents. And I don't really know. Like I'm not really an oil painter. I'm really a watercolorist. So you have to like if you're a watercolorist, this is all backwards to you, really. And I feel like there's like greens I'm missing. I don't have like a really good dark, opaque, warm, transparent green. They're mostly like pale green. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out that. This brush is too fat to use. I don't like it. So I have to make sure I have a couple in my hands because got a whole bunch here. You probably can't see them. Maybe you can. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell what you can see on there. All right. It's like a green I don't have. It's like a, I don't know. It's not this green. It's not the right green. I'm going to try to add brown to it. It's definitely a green. No, see, that makes it like yellowy. So we'll add blue to it. And that probably will not work. I don't know. Better? Okay. All right, so adding a little bit of blue and a little bit of brown to the sap green. Like made like a darker green that's kind of pretty. Like not a hunter green, but I feel like it should be a little bit more teal, but it's okay. But it looks cool right there. It looks feathery. It looks like iridescent feathers from where I'm at. It does. It may not be dark enough, but it looks iridescent, which is kind of cool. There's like a little, what do you want to call it? It's like a little, like, I don't know, duck vein right there. It's not a vein. It's like a separation between the feathers. And it looks dark right now because you have to put light on top. You got to put the dark down first. It's so backwards. So backwards. Okay. This brush I want to put down because I'm not using it right now. And so, like, this is still supposed to be a little darker right there. How do you get it darker? I don't understand. So crazy. So. What about purple? I could try that. Ooh, this purple got like a skin over it overnight. And it was in the case too. Oh, look at that. A little more purple in there. This is mixing like such random colors together, I feel like. Green, brown, blue, purple. This is even a real color for sure, but let's try it. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. It does make it darker. I don't know if it looks like a duck feather for real, but it's definitely darker. If you're with me, I really thank you for joining. I am trying to learn a new medium for my 50th birthday, and I suck at it. Somebody came on my live stream the other day. They're like, "You suck at painting," and I'm like, "Yeah, this isn't my normal medium. I'm trying to learn a new thing after 30 years. Like sometimes you do that. Sometimes you play the guitar your whole life, and then one day you're like, I want to know how to play the ukulele, and you might suck at it for a while because it's similar, but it's not the same." And so that's kind of where I'm at with this stupid duck thing. I want to give it up, honestly, but I'm trying to push through, even though it's uncomfortable, and it is. All right. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of complaining right now because I just want to go pick up my watercolors and be like, I know how to do these, and prove I don't suck as an artist, you know. But that's all right. All right, now we're going in for the goldy ochre tones. So these are going to be like my darker brush colors, I guess. And we'll set those over here. It's hard to know how to. This is why I had to make a cocktail. Because seriously, this is so stressful. That looks so bad. I was going to stand up and do this, hoping that I could, like, see better. Yeah. All right, we're going for the ochre colors. Let me grab an ochre brush. Ochre application brush. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. So if I grab that, and I mix it with this weird one over here, we might be getting kind of the color I need. Now I see why oil painters' palettes are so ugly and messy. paint everywhere, and you can't like lay your hand on the canvas. Although I can for this because this is like dried up some. So it's like not going to be bright enough, huh? Yeah, like a big part of me wants to like say screw this and not even follow through with it. Because this is challenging. I've done a few oils in my lifetime, but I didn't really know them, and I was just wanting to take an education to learn. And wow, I think I'll just go back to my watercolors at this point. This is hard. I do want to quit. I'm not gonna lie. Drop a couple more sips of my cocktail. Try to get me through this stress. I almost want to now like make even a brighter version of this yellow ochre with like a little bit of actual yellow maybe in it. I don't know. I'm kind of terrified. And then a little bit of white and lighten it up some. And then, I don't know, we'll see. Lady in the class was like, you never need to rest your hand on the canvas. That's for babies. I'm like, wow. Somebody has had a bad day. I'm always resting my hand on the canvas. What are you talking about? That's what I do. All right, so well, I have to blend this in. It looks very like not painterly, you know, like a hard line. Like there are no hard lines in drawing. Like, you know, remember Tom Hanks? There's no crying in baseball. That's probably too old for most of you. But she's like, there's no this and there's no that in painting. Like she says it all the time, like different things. There's none of this and there's none of that. I'm like, well, why don't you tell me I suck without telling me I suck, lady? All right, that's starting to come forward. Yeah, you don't rest your hand on your canvas. I'm like, well, yeah, that's weird. But okay. So that's about right. It's got to be a little bit brighter on the edge. Like, what do? Just add more white? Anybody know? Add more white? I don't know. All right, I'm doing my best. Maybe a tiny bit. It's in the back, so like I don't want to put too much, you know? And she's gonna yell at me and say, you put too much white in the background. She's very like exacting, this teacher. And I'm second guessing my life choices at taking an oil painting class when I've been doing other things for 30 years. I'm feeling like it was not a good idea. And you know, life gets away from you. It gets hard. And so my life got hard, and I ended up not like putting all the time and energy into the class that I needed to. And now I'm just regretting it. All right, green, green, green on this. Oh, what if I mix a little bit of ochre with the green? I don't know. What would happen? Let's grab some. It's not great. It should be, though. It looks like it would be good. It's kind of like, no, I don't know. It's not really doing it for me. I lost my blue by doing this. That's the thing I don't like about these oil paints. The minute you touch it with something else, it's gone. It's so hard. I don't know. How do you oil painters do this? I have 14 brushes in my hand. I've been deceived by taking this class. I changed my mind. When I had my daughter, I was giving birth, and I was like, she's like being born, and I'm like yelling at the top of my lungs, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. And the midwife was like, yeah, you can't change your mind. And she was born and all was well, but I feel like that is happening to me right now. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I don't have to be an oil painter to be a painter. Ah! I changed my mind. All right. I'm going to pretend like I like that. I don't, but I'm going to pretend like I do. I'm going to try to repeat that process a couple times in the other feathers that are like hanging out here. A little bit of the green. And then going in. Okay, put a few brushes down, girl. Put a few brushes down. All right. Then going in with like the edge there. I can see why some people's oil paintings are cartoony though, because this is a challenging effect to do. And I think a lot of people like have an amazing gift of being hyper realistic, but I can see why this would be hard to do. All right, now you have to like go in with a different brush and blend it. Such a workout. I want my teacher to yell at me though, and I think that's her favorite thing to do. So, what I'm trying to do is avoid getting yelled at, but it's gonna happen. I'm gonna check in to the mentor person, and she's gonna be like, "What the?" And then it'll all go downhill from there. You want to feel inadequate. Learn a new skill after you've been practicing a different one for 30 years. That'll do it really quickly. All right, I want to not lose some of these greens and blues I had put in this feather. It's kind of depressing me that they kind of disappeared on me. Whoa, that's not terrible. One too many cocktails, I guess. And that's just the back feather. I'm going to be working my way forward, unfortunately for y'all. But some of these feathers are going to go quicker because, because they're just like a little bit behind the back here. And I've got a couple brushes already loaded up with the colors, so there's that. Can't pre-mix your colors entirely, but you can load up a few brushes apparently. I can see why people paint their paintings in like segments though. Basically that area could dry and then you'd have the freedom to move over it kind of. So now I see why, like I've seen people like paint the paintings like moving. This is a whole painting technique, which is a whole like all at once you paint the whole thing, which is a little weird. I don't love it, but I'm trying to get it. And if this becomes way too stressful for me, then I just am not going to keep going with the program. But I don't know. I don't want to check out yet. Oh, I don't like that. It's not like the bright blue color that I was digging. So I need to get back more into. I need to get that back. But yeah, this is. I'm not gonna lie. This is not exactly what I would call a fun Friday night. I still want those blues in there. Like a stressful Friday night. Oh, do we have Parmesan crisp? I hear crunching. It's not bad. Not great. I think paintings would look better for me, at least, if they were like larger. I feel like they I don't know. I don't love the little like strokey brushwork, but I don't want to totally get rid of it either because it's like gives it a little character to have it. All right, well that's like 3 background feathers, and I'm just moving from the foreground forward, so that could be kind of encouraging. I don't love the colors in that one, but whatever. So then this one. Again with like and this is so dark right here already. Then the color on top of it like obscures it. So I'm gonna see if I can not do that this time. More medium maybe. I don't know. Oops, went way over the white. That was the plan. Kind of like, I don't know. more gray than I would want, but they have crackers. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. They're not really crackers. They're Parmesan crisps, which I really love. This green is not my idea of a happy green, and this blue is not my idea of a happy blue. Oh, all right. It's better. That's better once I get it on the canvas. That is a little bit better. I kind of like that right there. All right, good to know. Good to know. Squeeze that into these a little, maybe. Yeah. All right. The color mixing is so different from watercolors and acrylics. So different. It's crazy. Oh, there's some greeny green right there. All right. But it's so weird because like the paint mixes into each other. I don't know. I don't know. All right. I like that color though. I almost don't want to mess with it. I just want to add the yellow ochre to the edge and like let it go. You feel very like dedicated to hold on to what you might have succeeded at and want to just go with it. Oh, that looks good. Let's go. Probably would have benefited from a tiny bit of medium in that. Like so thick. It's not being like really painterly, I guess. Then you gotta like blend it. That's where the little fat, fluffy brush works pretty good. All right. Maybe. I don't know. Could be worse. Could be worse. Suck. Does suck. Oh, you're from Netherlands? That's awesome. Netherlands? Is that what you mean by that? I'm from upstate New York, where we're having such a brutal winter. It's been unbearable. It's been colder here than Alaska for weeks. People in the country over are like, oh, Alaska's so cold. But it's not. Not compared to upstate New York. We get hotter weather than Florida and more humid in the summer, and we get colder weather than Alaska for a lot of the winter. But this one's been very bad. It's like that, and then it is more green. Back to the green. Having to have all these stupid brushes going at the same time is a little bit annoying. So if I had to criticize oil painting and give it a score right now, I give it a rating of like maybe right now, like a 6 out of 10. That's about where I'm at for oil painting. Maybe a 6 out of 10. Watercolor, in my opinion, far superior. This is kind of silly. No, I like that little spot of blue right there, and it's subtle, but let's not lose the effect because it's actually working. So I just want to kind of get that in here a little bit. It's like gives a little iridescent flavor to his feathers. Didn't say I knew how to talk. You think I can? You're wrong. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I do think I'm getting here now. It's not as goldy ochre as I want. It could be a little more gold. I just wanted to show up though. It's funny though, because she did say it's like pushing paint around. And watercolor paint isn't like that. It like sucks itself to the surface. But this is like pushing paint around. You're with me hanging out on my Friday night. I appreciate you. I've had a rough day of panic attack, and I didn't think I could get online. I really thought that my night was going to be ruined, but not only did I finish pretty much my eye on the prize painting, which you can go check out on my channel, my feed, whatever. I am here doing a live stream. So take that, anxiety. You can suck it, Trebek. You can suck it. You can suck on a satchel of Richards. That deserves a cheers for Friday. Indiana and W's. I don't know what the W's mean, but I know that IN means Indiana. All right, so I've got some back feathers, and they're looking feathery, amazingly. They really actually do. So I have 6 brushes in my hand, which, no, 5, sorry. And I have Parmesan crisp waiting for me. I don't want to crunch in your ear, but these are so good. Take Parmesan cheese and cracked black pepper and put it on parchment paper in the oven at 350 degrees for like, I don't know, like 8 to 10 minutes. It makes me never want to eat a Dorito again. It's like if a Dorito was good. And it acts like it's good. Right out the starting gate, it's like, oh yeah, I'm good. You're like, oh, okay. And then come to find out it's not. It's really not. It's just disappointment. Once you have Parmesan crisps, then you realize what good really means. Right, I'm going to put this edge on here because she says work dark to light, but I keep forgetting where my edge is. She's not going to know when I turn in the painting. But like, yes, I did work dark to light. Exactly. Perfectly. That's what I did. She's not here. She's not going to know. All right. So more of this green here. Yeah, I don't know how you would do this without resting your hand on the canvas. This seems really weird to me. But I don't know. And there's like these like curved like bluey feathery things. I'm doing this exactly the way it's pictured in the picture, but oh, that's because this like is blending into here and then into here. All right, that is looking feathery actually. Now see, I wouldn't have achieved that if I'd done it the other way around. So she thinks she's so smart, smug teacher that she is. I don't like the way she talks to the class. She's like, use a cotton rag. Cotton. I'm like, okay, I get it. Chill, lady. She's very like aggressive in her direction. I'm like, okay, you're talking to grown adults here. I said cotton. Ah. So I approach the painting now like stressed out, whereas before I would like try to have fun. Now she's made oil painting stressful. I wanted to learn how to do it. Now I don't. It's like when your kid like takes science class and they have a really bad teacher and then they never want to go to school again, and it's just because they have a mean teacher. That's how I feel about this lady. Cotton. I said cotton. I know I'm complaining about her a lot, but she scares me. All right, not bad. I'm liking how that's looking. Not bad. And this looks kind of like weak. It's weak. I don't like it. I almost need like the little brush thingy right here. I don't end up putting them over there. Like right there. I'm afraid if I put them here, they'll get knocked over. But maybe not. My arm gets tired from holding all the brushes. This has like more gold on the edge, so I want to do that too. A little bit more white. Oh, I stuck my finger in it. She was adamant that you don't put your hand on the canvas, but I don't know how I don't know how I can do this if I don't do that. Right, these get like real dark on the edge. It's such a messy thing to paint this. Yeah, it didn't really say that. A little bit misled. But yeah, that part is supposed to be pretty dark. All right, so let me grab this. I have this like real dark purpley blue mixture mixed up, which I'm trying to use on these darker areas. And then, I don't know, kind of like supposed to blend better. Wow. It's in the background, so it looks like fuzzy in the picture. Wrong brush. I almost need like a flatter one than what I'm using. The question is, do I have one? Yes. All right, here we go. And let's try this one. I feel like I'm just guessing. Like, this is just guesswork. How about a little teeny one so I can get like the background there? Like where this part is, this doesn't even look small enough. This is a tiny little canvas to paint on. I paint on like giant 2 foot tall by 4 foot wide or 3 foot wide by 4 foot tall. This is like all of these paintings are all supposed to be 16 by 20, which feels so tiny. Like, how do you paint a whole painting in a 16 by 20 space? I feel like I'm working in miniature. All right, anyways, I'm going to try to stop complaining now. I'm having a hard time. It's so it's so satisfying. I feel like it's getting me through this. Oh no, that's terrible. That's not going to work. All right, forget that brush. Wow, instantly that brush is like, oh wow. Oh, look at this one. This one's brand new. Has a little sleeve on it too. Let's try it. Well, if I go back to painting watercolors during a live stream, it will probably serve me well because I actually know what I'm doing. I worry about actually doing this kind of work and having people look at it and be like, what the actual F? I'm just super self-conscious in everything I do. I'm not confident in anything. It doesn't matter that I make all this content and put it up online. I'm not confident in it. Terrified of everything. I'm like George O'Keeffe. My flowers look like hers and my philosophy is hers. I'm terrified every minute, every moment of my life. I never let it stop me from doing what I want to do, but it doesn't mean I'm not terrified to do it, because I am. Like, no matter what. There's nothing I do in my life that I'm not terrified to do. That's just the way my life is. All right, I'm gonna mix up this purple again because it worked really well. And I feel like I would benefit from having it like here. And if I add a little bit of that, maybe there we go. I added a tiny bit of green to it, which like neutralized it just a little, I think. Not a lot. All right, so for these guys, that's not bad actually. This could use a little bit of help right around here. And again, these dinky little canvases. Oh my goodness. Maybe this won't work as a blender. Like a child painting on this little tiny thing. When I was in college, the smallest you were allowed to work on was 18 by 24, and that was for sketching. The smallest. I should have known it wasn't really a legit thing when I found out I'd be working on 16 by 20s. I can't even take you people seriously. Oh, see, that's too fat. That's because these canvases are so tiny. I'm already over it. I was teaching an art class, which I have. I would be not recommending dinky little canvases. That would ensure people's failure, essentially. All right, I almost want to call this one like done, even though I kind of wish it was like a little more. Kind of maybe, but oops, it's not dark enough. Add more purple to that. It's almost like not bad, but it's like teal. All right, I want to add like under the white. It's got to have like delineation under the white. Otherwise, it's not going to come forward. That might be working a little bit. Man, all right, we've got these 4 feathers getting closer to being done. Wow, actually, that's 5 kind of technically. So we're getting there. All right, I wish it was going faster. I really do. But that being said, I think I can move into this area and this area here. This one should be pretty easy. It's like some of the green, basically. Some of the light green with the ochre and the white. It's not green, that's like, it's like taupe. Well, all right. That might work for some of the feathers somewhere, but it doesn't work for this one. Paints get all messed up and mixed up here. I feel like I need 13 palettes going just so I can pay attention. That's much more green, like I was hoping for. I feel like I would do this way differently now that I've done this. In my underpainting, what actually I would do it differently. I know that that's not really super specifically said, but I'm looking forward to doing another one of these subtraction paintings where I can actually understand the medium. Oh, look at that grade. There we go, friends. Where I can understand the medium a little better. Like I'm paying for this person to teach me how to understand the medium better, and they're just like, you know, yelling at me about I don't know, stupid stuff. So don't put your hand on the canvas. Ah. All right, but can you explain to me some other stuff that will kind of matter when I'm trying to actually execute a painting here? I know the baby techniques. I have a degree, thanks. Can you help me actually understand this process? So, anyways, I'll be excited to be reintroducing watercolors. But I wanted to do some of these assignments from this course and try to get caught up before my birthday. That was the goal. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's what I'm going for. It's getting a little bit easier as I do the feathers kind of systematically. So that might be slightly encouraging, but I'm not gonna say it is yet because I could be wrong. I like these little fluffy brushes as blenders. All right. I'm losing which one has what on it. I feel like you have to keep them all separate because they drag the paint so far. I don't really know how to avoid it. That one's not bad, actually. It's kind of that might be the first one that's actually accurately what I see in the picture. These other are just like suggestions of what could be in my imagination. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. messing with the back feathers, and I'm like, okay, those are done. And then I'm like, no, they're not. They're getting there. Watercolors move on the surface. This I have to like push. She is right about that. I'm gonna give her that in her lesson plan. You are definitely pushing the paint around. It seems very fussy to me. So again, my opinion so far of the oil paints is not super high. You hear that, William? I might be just stuck as a acrylic watercolorist. I might not have any choice. I try to be good at it. I do. But I felt like I was being kind of one note, you know? But maybe not. I felt like I wasn't a legitimate artist unless I was painting oils. What do you think?
I think that whatever medium you feel comfortable in, if you're being creative, able to express what you're trying to express, then that's legit.
Interesting. All right, so that's the voice of my husband. I don't know if you can hear it on there, but I can. All right, so add some of this. It's hard to do because the brush is, no matter what, too fat. I just made like a peachy color, kind of works. And it makes me think some of this peachy color could be used up here too. I don't know how to make the colors I need. I'm really having to learn it on the fly. She doesn't really tell you much about that. She says this is easy peasy. It's like coloring in a book, coloring book. I'm like, well, if that was the case, everybody would do it. It's messy. It's so not controllable. I'm trying to like let some of the brushwork come through, and at the same time, I'm like scared to do it. So there is like a sharp white edge here, and then there's like a sharp dark edge here. Comes along here like this. And cleans up that like ugly bottom edge. Like that. Comes down. And kind of fades off into green after that little dark part. Like that. Which, yeah, I think this is right. We're doing back to front. So we got this and then this one that is on top of them. I gotta get a little white up in there though, for sure. I'm kind of scared too because I don't really feel like I have a brush that will do the job. I have these long things, but now that I'm doing these oil paintings, I'm like, are you out of your mind thinking that you can paint with these things? I don't know. I see painters do it. Oops, one went on the floor. It doesn't matter. I don't need it today. Maybe this one. That could be. Size 1. And that's very bright white. So I think what I'm going to do is just drag. Now, in a watercolor, you would like save the white of your painting. Not so with this. So I'm going to grab a little white. And I do want to cool it down a little with my purple just because it's in the back. But I'm going to do very little of that. And I'm going to just try not screw this up. Oh, man. I want to put your hand. Well, I'm going to put it there. Too bad. I need to squeeze out some of the purple I just picked up. This almost has to come in tighter. I'm so inaccurate by just painting the painting instead of drawing it out, really. Like that, maybe? All right. Not exactly. That was maybe a little aggressive. It was. Dang it. Oh man, this is just a tug of war. All right. I kind of hate that. Wow, I had it perfect and now I hate it. What did I do? What did I do? No. Oh, wow. William, I don't know. I'm not an oil painter, I'm discovering today. I don't think you really realized how challenging this course would be for me. I definitely couldn't have, like, even imagined.
Was this like your second oil painting ever?
Yes, but, you know, it's like you would think that if you already know how to paint, that you could paint a different medium with ease. And, well, come to find out, that's an arrogant, stupid thing to think. I don't know if I thought I would do it with ease. I didn't know I was going to struggle to this degree. And what's really weird is, like, I'm like looking for these, like, for anything super tiny, because none of this is actually, like, that's not even smaller than that. None of the brushes I have are really tiny enough to even to do what I want to do here. I'm wondering, I have all these, like, tools. Maybe some of these will apply paint and not just lift it off. Like, I had a lot of fun with the underpainting, but this doesn't feel as fun. Okay, this thing applies paint, so that's cool to know. It doesn't just scrape it off, it applies it. Kind of. It's again pushing it around, but similar idea. I kind of liked what I had going until I messed with it, and now I don't like it at all. Well done. That just ruined my day. Meh. That's not cool. All right. If at first you don't succeed, now I'm going to mess with the white. So, like, this is just a constant. Okay, first you get that, then you like that, then you add this, that doesn't work out anymore. And you go back and fix that, and then you screw that up. Come on, man. You're annoying. You suck. You do. All right. Okay, back to the feather in the front there. I'm gonna go back to this. Are you able to do song requests? Unfortunately, no. I just have my bossa nova chill vibes kind of playing in the back, and that's because I'm afraid to put anything else on because YouTube gets grumpy and yells at me. So I can't unfortunately do that. I don't have any sort of special privileges that other YouTube peeps might have. All right, this kind of comes out like that. Not a lot of personality. It kind of is just like a solid form. And then there's like a bluish one, and that's actually way bigger than it should be. So now I can use my scraping tool maybe. Let's see if that works. Sort of. Creates an interesting effect though. All right, that's good to know. And like the bluey purpley one comes out right there. So I'm gonna grab some of that bluish purple that I was using earlier and right here. Okay, that's not bad. That's not terrible. And it kind of like comes around here with like a brown. Like where do I have the brown brush? I even have a brown brush. use this one. Maybe that's pretty dark. A little bit more brown, a little bit more ochre. All right, something like that, I think. Something like this, and comes up to here, like that. Which doesn't really look like a feather, but it is. And I should probably like lighten up that little inside ledge of it here, like that. Yeah, I think from now on, I'm just going to do my watercolors in the live stream because this is so stressful. You want to feel like you suck at something, since I know that's your favorite thing to do is feeling inadequate. If you want to feel like you suck at something, what you should do is do something that you don't know how to do during a live stream in front of strangers. I bet you don't have the balls. I mean, balls. Right. That's kind of feathery. And there's like, oh, the green one's already hanging out waiting for us. Well, that's serendipitous, isn't it? Then like these other, I don't know, like suggested. I should have started with these, but you're supposed to work dark to light, and the dark was in the front and the light was in the back, so I don't know. Like 2 layers of them. But it's like, I don't know, it's starting to get all jumbled, honestly. Kind of these tinky canvases. We're savages working this tiny. Savages. That gives us like that many background feathers though that I've worked on. So I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of exciting. I'm feeling triggered a little bit by this one, and I just want to like clean it up a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure if I really love his color of these feathers. Not that it really matters at this point. Like seriously, the goal of this is just to be done with this stupid painting so I can move on to the next thing. That's the goal. Move on to the next assignment, which is probably just going to be more heartache and tragedy. I know, I'm a little melodramatic, but I just say, you know, there's probably somebody else out there that you can watch that isn't, so enjoy your evening. Right. Oh, look at that. That's not bad. It's just a lot. Trying to make a little bit of a brighter edge for these front ones. I should probably just leave all the brush strokes and see how it works. Some oil painters just like leave the glops all over the place. That's what I need to do. Maybe my style. Gloppy. Sloppy. Can you describe this painting? I see a duck, but I would like to know some more details about it. Okay, well, the details that are this. I am a watercolor painter, And for my 50th birthday, I thought I would learn how to paint oils, and instead of just always painting in watercolors and acrylics, I do as well. So I took a course, and you needed to work in the Old Masters Rembrandt style glaze technique. So this has a underpainting of like, I think Van Dyke Brown, or maybe, I don't remember. They provided like different references. You could pick whatever you wanted. And I thought this was pretty with all the jewel tones, and I went with it. It's kind of been a nightmare, but because I'm not used to painting oils. If you know anything about watercolors or acrylics, generally you're like painting kind of backwards if you're doing oils. And I was like, well, I know how to paint. This won't be that bad. My friend is an oil painter, and she was like raving about this course. So I was like, all right, I'm game. Like I've been doing this for a long time, and this will be fun. Do this course, she said. It'll be fun, she said. You know what they say, right? I don't know if it's been fun. It's been revealing about how I kind of, I don't want to say I rely on my mediums as a crutch. Maybe they're just what I know and they work for me. I have newfound mad respect for oil painters, though. Because I do want to just give up on this and go on to the next project, but like, I don't know. I don't like this. So part of me just wants to like make it so I like it. But I can get really fixated, and it's easy to like get stuck on something. All right, this needs to be darker. See that? Okay. Ooh, I'm sweating bullets right now. I'm not gonna lie. I might do some work on it tomorrow when no one's watching me and see what I can come up with. I could be just stressing myself out by doing it while I'm online, but. And then this is a little bit darker in here. Ooh. And I thought like oil paints stayed wet for a period of time, but come to find out they don't. And come to find out you need a lot of like sharp edge brushes, which I don't really have. I use a lot of rounds in acrylics, and I bought some like really sharp edged brushes, but not nearly as many as I need. So whatever. I'm just gonna move forward, I think, with this feather right here, because we've already come this far. So I think that's the next part. Your skills are so beautiful, and I wish I could watch you finish painting, but I'm tired. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. That's wonderful. Thank you. I'm just being really vulnerable with my struggle and letting y'all watch me, because I don't know. I thought instead of being like only putting my skill set online that I really am very comfortable with, that it could be fun to watch me do something that I'm very uncomfortable with. So I just want to come on for a little while tonight. And maybe see if I can make peace with this duck. The title, Just Ducky, is literally a joke almost, because he's not just Ducky. He's annoying. He's annoying. I went from really liking this duck when he was all brown in an underpainting to hating his guts. And he hasn't really done anything but be the poor victim of my bad painting. Oh, there's some nice green right there. I didn't realize I had that loaded on my brush. Oh, we need that. We need that. My daughter used to say when she was like a little girl, I need it. I need this green right here. I just need to figure out how to make more of it. It's very vibrant and pretty. It works well for this. Yeah, all I want to do right now is be like, okay, I worked the back tail feathers and I'm done. Done for the night. It is like pushing grease around on a canvas. It's so fascinating. I don't know how I ever thought this would be fun. My husband's in the background laughing at me because he was like, yeah, if you want to do the course, let's do it. I thought this would be fun. I'm crazy. That's like a gray. Well, okay. You gotta be really careful when you start mixing purple into the green. It turns it like gray. I'm like obsessed with the fact that these feathers won't be the color I want them to be. And I know it doesn't even matter, but I just want them to, I want them to do it, the thing. Do the thing and be the color. Stupid feathers. Be green. I don't know, William. What do you think? From back there. He's watching in the background, stressing with me probably.
Well, I guess it depends on your goal. Like, because you have an instructor, it's supposed to look like a reference photo training.
Well, sort of, yes. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of representational, but yeah, I know it doesn't look like it. So, I mean, to a degree. I'm not saying it has to be an exact replica. I'm saying I feel like I developed it better in the outset and have sort of like lost sight of that while I've been working on it. So I'm sure you can understand what that means.
Yeah, it's tough to break too. So like, underpainting, all that.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no muscle memory. That is for dang sure. That's not there. Now these are like a dark greenish blue, as I kind of have them indicated here. There's like a feather. What is even going on here? I don't even, some of it, I'm like looking at my drawing and I'm like, what was I doing? This? What? Okay. You know what? I'm going to skip this lady's advice for the rest of the night. I'm getting annoyed with this lady and her crappy advice. This is like supposed to be bright orange. We're doing it. I'm feeling impatient. Like, I don't want to take all night and like meticulously be doing one feather at a time. It's so tedious. That's going to be like, well, you work too hard to cover this and to do that. And she's not wrong. Like, I know. I know, bro. This has got like too much crap in the brush to even mix up an orange color. And this may sound funny, but it's like painting with peanut butter. But like lots of colors of peanut butter. It literally behaves like grease, like thick grease. Makes sense, right? She's like, now you don't paint one section at a time. No, you do the whole painting at once. And I'm like, but why? Why can't, like, I see lots of artists doing like the painting section by section. I like him getting like some actual color in him. This is supposed to be really bright right here. Like this orange color that we just created is like in his. I'm also like learning. I'm making colors as I go and learning, you know, I just learned about like mixing up this cad orange to make this other like color. You're like, oh, it's not the right color. You're not wrong. I was using like yellow ochre. It needed to be like cad orange. It looked yellow ochre to me, but when you put yellow ochre on the palette, it doesn't, or on the canvas, it doesn't, it's not the right color. So there's that. I feel like it would be good to just sit for hours and just mix colors up before even attempting one oil painting. No, she's like, you're gonna start oil paintings immediately. The color palette is weird. This is such a bright, heavy, opaque orange. I wouldn't have thought that was the color I needed, but it is. So it's weird. But it actually changes up the whole look of painting to add it in there. And it's so tiny to work on this stupid tiny canvas. I can't like get my brushes into spots where it needs to be. So I don't approve of the canvas size either. When I teach, you have to be on big paper. I'm like, 15 by 30 is not big enough. We need to do 22 by 30 inch watercolor paper if we're going to be learning watercolors, people. Come on. Why are you being skimpy with your paper? Why are you being skimpy with your materials? Don't do it. It's not good. You'll regret it. There's like a little bit of orange coming up here, right here. But again, you can't paint it on top of this. It just disappears. How long have we been on here for? Wow, it's been 72 minutes. So, all right. I don't have to like really try to kill myself staying on if I'm getting stressed out, which I am. I'm trying not to, but it's so isn't stressful. I'm not painterly like Pat. She's really good at the painterly effect, which I am not. Does that look more orange?
Yeah.
Is that like what it's supposed to be, kind of? Kind of, maybe not. Looks like it from there. I like your bird's eye view that you give me sometimes. It's helpful. You can like step back and take a peek at it. I don't know. That water tank though. How dark is that spot? This spot is supposed to be kind of lit, actually. Lit up like the way it is. So about the only piece that looks like what it's supposed to look like. This over here is just an ugly mess. I don't approve of this at all. So where was I on this? This is like an interesting effect. It's almost like I need to like put the colors down first and then make the shapes with like maybe the tool or something. That could be a thing. So let's grab some of this orangey color, maybe. Bring it in here. As I come to the foreground, I'm supposed to be now switching it up to a different color, essentially, the front of the palette. And be working with like the warms coming around the front. All right. I'm ready for another cocktail. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not looking at every single comment. Usually my husband's moderating, but he's been making snacks and stuff and trying to keep me not stressed out, which is not going well. All right, so I'm going to do some blues and greens in the back here. But I'm going to mix a little bit mid-value, like she suggested. A little bit of medium. See how that goes. And I'm afraid to lighten anything up. Like, it's so weird for me to be putting white and painting right in the paint right away. Like, I find that so weird. Oh, but that's nice looking. It kind of looks weird, but that's what we want. And the further back we go, the more cool we're going to get, which is these guys up here. With a little bit of that. Yeah, that works. Remember Birdie from TikTok? She was a good painter.
Oh, I do, yeah.
She was a good oil painter. And I think I saw her on there when I was on there, but I couldn't. I was like, I can't go utilize that system anymore, unfortunately. All right, there's like stuff I kind of ignored when I was doing the drawing because I was like just checked out, I guess, trying to get back into it. This is kind of like this here too. I'm going to have to learn how to go back to being suggestive like in college when you would have to do drawings really, really fast and paintings really, really fast. And you would get time sometimes, like ridiculous little bit of time. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit on his head just so I can see what I'm looking at because he's like disappearing. There we go. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of these paintings like the way that works for me because she's like, you need to take all your technique and throw it in the garbage. You know what? Probably some of my technique is there for good reason. That's what I think. Is that what you think?
I think that your foundation is going to have crossover skills that would help.
Right.
So, yeah, I understand what you're saying about like that with like your watercolors.
Sure. They're like they bring in their own, ideas and techniques and stuff, which sometimes makes me crazy. Right, which is sometimes pisses me off. That's so true. Yep. But at the same time, I got to step back and look at the top of his head and make sure that's correct. It might be a little bit forward right here. Right there. I'm going to scrub that and fix it. Just a little bit. These are the worst Q-tips I've ever used. My goodness. By the way, they really are horrible. They're definitely not like the, you know, the ones, the brand name or whatever on the shows.
Imitation Q-tips?
Yes, they are. Got a mid-value here. A little bit of lightening to it. Yeah, I'm not used to toning so much stuff down with white. That's a little weird for me. A lot of white stuff that gets toned down in these paintings. Or a lot of white gets used to tone things down in these paintings, which, I mean, it's fine. It's just I'm not used to it. Okay, so this comes in like right here. Big one here. And then kind of made that not correct in my original. It goes to his head right here. And then there's like one here, essentially. Woo! Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want you to not have fun back there.
I'm just chilling out and watching you do your thing here.
Well, I needed to step away from those for a few minutes and be in like what feels like bigger spots, you know? Like there's a big piece of me that wants to add like some of this purple magenta tone to his chest because it would just be gratifying to do. Like I need, if I'm painting, I need like a little bit of reward to what I'm doing. That's why I do a lot of the stuff I'm doing is like instant gratification. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do a little bit of that. Get some of these purpley magenta tones down, and it will just be really like gratifying, if that makes any sense to do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting like frustrated with just the slowness of this. And I'm not sure that's even the right color. No, that just got toned down like way more than I wanted it to. Do not approve of that. And she says, oh, you can't over darken it, but you can. I'm looking at it right now being over darkened. And she says, don't mix opaque and transparent. But if I don't, then I literally don't have the color I need. So like, what are you talking about, lady? Seriously. This guy's got like a bright chest hair. And I know that looks kind of loud right now, but back to my brown and my purpley color here. And then I gotta go get my cat orange. I have some of this brown down here, a dark brown. I like this brush. It seems to work well. All right, this kind of comes to here, and this actually goes way over to there. And then it like bleeds up into the cad orange, which I only was using a teeny brush for. I should probably get a bigger one. I should probably put one of these down. I feel like I hold on to them like a security blanket, which is probably not good. Now I've got, look how many I've got going. And I've got like 12 of them there, and I've got a bunch of them here, and they all have oil paint on them. All right. Oh no, because that's incredibly like calculated, which you've seen. All right, I'm gonna go into the cad orange and try to mix up. This palette is destroyed. This working like this is insanity. This is the sloppiest, grossest thing ever. Messy. Don't like it. It's almost maybe not supposed to be that, but maybe browner. I don't know. Oh, that's my cool orange. I need my warm orange. That's my problem. There we go. Wow, that's ballsy right there too. Okay. It's going to look kind of orange and bright for a minute here, but it's got to happen. All this is really bright. You think I'm crazy?
No, I see the orange in the.
Yeah, I know. It looks like weird right this minute. And I'm not telling you.
Get the color up there.
Right. I'm not telling you that I even know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to stick with the idea of the warms and the cools. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the idea. Mm-hmm. I do like how with like acrylics and watercolors or whatever, it's just so easy to be like, I'm sick of this, and like close up shop and just move on.
Especially like on class coach. Not even like you could, if you really even wanted to, like stop it forever. And
Yeah.
Get back to it.
Right. Right. Generally, I don't, but yes, you're not wrong. Got a beard. Looks like his face is exploding. Okay. Mr. Duck. Let me grab more of this. And it's funny because the feathers start to like do this like directional shift. And I'm just trying to get like the flow of the neck feathers first before I go in and then start like there are a few things that I am learning with the brushes that they're like effective at doing. So that's interesting. Now what I need to do is go in with the light color and do the thing on his and do that same effect on his cheek. So let's grab. I need more of these. I like these goat hair brushes a lot. I would gladly have more of those. So far, those were kind of my favorite. If you're like just curious about feedback, I do like them. So now what I want to do is I want to get like his face because that's really dark right there, and I want to create this like very forward yellowy area. Not really yellow, it's like orangey, yellow, white. To like see the colors really deep and understand what color you're looking at. Oh, that's almost too bright. All right, nope, I don't trust that one. Too dark. So if I wanted a color in this, it was a warm, opaque. It's got like mono orange, gold ochre trans, cadmium red lights. Apparently there are other colors. I only put out certain ones on my palette though, because I didn't want to go crazy. So I was trying to be like selective with my palette. But I can see why that's also a problem too. That's really light still. I don't think that's as light as it is. Oh man, my legs are getting tired and I'm getting tired standing here and I'm getting tired of painting. Can you blame me for getting tired?
No.
This is tiring, man. It's so hard to find the color that you want. Like it looks like the color. I put it up there and it's not. It's like, no, that's not the color. Start over because I just mixed that one into that one. And now I have like the wrong color in my brush. And this is a mess. How will I finish the painting with this kind of thing going on? You riddle me this, Batman.
So you need a backup palette for your palette.
That's what it feels like. It feels like you need a palette for your palette. Let's try this warm color into this. Maybe that will work. No, that's definitely not it. That tones it down. You literally can't. It's so bright, and I can't tell you what color that would be. Let's see. What color did I say it was? Well, that is my opaque. Oh, well, then that works. What am I worried about? I guess I threw that back there instead of up here, which was the wrong choice because that is a warm opaque, and so that should actually be here. No wonder I'm confused. You're supposed to keep everything on the opposite sides of the palette, warms and cools. That just gives me a lot of stuff to keep track of when I'm busy. All right, I'm like mixing the paint right off the edge of the palette here at this point. We're running out of room. To watch?
To watch, you know, like I see you running out of real estate on out there. Colors on the fly.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't even the right color. So this is like, wow. It comes out and like down like this, basically. I mean, if you could master this, then you could create really on-the-fly cool paintings. But man, this is challenging. No, I don't love it. Can't tell. I see a lot of strength in the underpainting and in preserving it because it has a lot of character in it. So I feel like if I was to do this, like as, you know, a medium, like I'm like gonna get crazy and be like, yeah, I love this medium, which is never gonna happen. But but yeah, I think I would use like the power of the underpainting to do what, to like accomplish things. And I almost want like more. Oops, it's dark. I need to tone it down some. I almost need like more of these so I can put the light ones on top of it. There's definitely a lot of pre-work you could put into this, basically. I would be really approaching this so differently, kind of understanding the underpainting process better now. Is that starting to look like his face a little bit?
Yeah.
Comes out like that. So there's like this kind of bright area down here. Comes out like that. He looks like he's getting blown away. You're blown, Jerry. And Jerry's like, I'm blown. Yes. Oh my gosh. Still not really purpley enough. I think so, but he's not. And if I didn't mix this transparent color in, I wouldn't be getting the color. So I do think it's funny how she's like, oh, you have to use these paintings in the front, or these colors, I mean, in the front, and these colors in the back, and there's no variation from that. But then I literally don't have the color I need to do this. So I don't know, that's weird. Well, she doesn't really want anyone to know how to paint like her, then everyone would paint like her, and then that wouldn't sell paintings for her, you know? I'm being cynical, but just saying. She's like, I'll teach you how to paint like this. Well, you can't really figure it out, you know? She'll be like, well, there are a lot of artists that don't know anything about this. Nobody knows this. Nobody knows this. I'm like, wow.
Nobody.
Ego trip, lady. Like, well, Rembrandt knew it. You're telling me Rembrandt knew it. Other than Rembrandt and me, nobody knows this technique. Me and Rembrandt, my best friend Rembrandt.
Yes.
We are dear friends. He hasn't been dead. That's not relevant. That was me. I made Rembrandt paint like that. He learned from the best.
100 years old.
You're right. Just really dark paint on this when I shouldn't have, but I did. The other thing, she's like, wash your brush, eat in between every single color change. I'm like, why? It just mixes all up. It doesn't seem to matter. Just kind of smear it on my thing here. And it does the job. All right, he's coming along a little bit. Still looking a little rough, but what have we been on for? An hour and, excuse me, 101 minutes. I want to grab this one and add like some of this darker purple. I grabbed a brown. I guess I could make a brown. A little green and red. Oh, that's not bad. She was like, add medium to your paint so that, you know, it dries out quicker. And I'm like, oh, so what you're saying is don't do that. Yeah, exactly. You'd have to have like some really skinny brushes to like get some of these lines done. So I have to think about that. What would be cool to do right now, I feel like, would be to maybe get some of these white like highlights on his head just for fun. Before I do that, there's a bunch of paint on this. I'm wondering, is there anywhere I want to dump it? And there kind of is, actually. Right along here. I'm going to grab a tiny bit of medium. And brighten up this lower part of his body because it actually isn't as dark as I've got it painted on here. Again, that's ridiculously dark underpainting because she lied and said, it's better for your underpainting to be too dark than too light. No, that's not true. Like that's over here too. It's like bright. There's one that like comes up to here basically. Comes up to here. I would do this so differently now. I did learn a lot. Even if I throw this one in the garbage, I've learned a lot from it. Makes me wish though that there was like a canvas container. You could like leave it, keep it wet overnight. Because you would think that these would stay wet, but they don't. They don't stay wet. They don't at all. Yeah, this lady is a little bit like what's the word I want? She's not truly. It's not honest. Pat was making an accusation about them the other day. What'd you call him, a cash cow?
Oh.
Yeah. The problem when you like get colors next to each other that aren't supposed to be. And that was like a darker, more neutrally color of this, right? Kind of. I'm just like mixing colors around now, trying to guess. It's a little light. Grab some of this brown down. Just get some of these base colors down. Same thing with over here. Like this big spot right there. It's supposed to come out more. This is like that. And then this. Great. Well, I'm not super thrilled with this, honestly. But I just want to get paint on the canvas. I want to like stop being afraid to put paint down, you know? Because that's kind of where I've been the whole time. Like terrified to get paint on the canvas. So I just want to get it on there. Even if it looks like I'm doing it kind of flat. Stanley. As she calls it.
The teacher calls it flat Stanley?
Oh, we don't want flat Stanley. Maybe I do want flat Stanley.
It's really what everything else is.
All right.
Coming out, so.
Oh, we're getting there. All right. I said white, didn't I? I promised white. So before I even consider wrapping it up, I got to get that white, because when you see that white on there, it's going to start to come through some. Yeah, the problem with me is I have to see the painting. She wants to paint it as a whole, but like work back to front, which is really not painting it as a whole in my world. I have to like compare and contrast notes. Starting to come forward a little bit. I needed to see a victory, because who knows, this may not really happen and turn out. So before I quit on it, and it might be a little angular, criticize it at all. All right, so I'm seeing this purple color and the orange color like on the top of his head. I don't want to forget that. That's kind of important. A little bit of it being real dark right here. That even isn't really dark, but that's okay. And then goes into the green, which was that one of these? No, it was one of these. Right here. We're gonna have to, whoa, that one just took a full dive. That one just took a full dive. In like 5 different colors it landed. So I'm like not, you think I'm a sloppy person in the studio. I know you do. But I don't like this. I don't like the mess of this. I don't like how I can't rest my hand on the canvas. I don't know. It's actually more foreground part of his face. Let's move into the foreground colors a little bit more. Drop of medium. Stuff is like pasty.
Medium makes it dry faster.
It does. Thins it out a little, makes it dry a little faster. It's not quite as blue as it really should be. Blue, you're not blue. And then probably, and I'm not used to using the white so freaking much, but I think that's what's going to have to happen in order to get it to look. I've kind of run out of brushes at this point. Well, I mean, I have a bunch, but let's try this one. I'm afraid to add any weight to this. I feel like it changes it so much. I don't know. What do you think of that? I get that the back half of the head isn't really what it needs to be, but I would say this needs to be like dark, for sure. Do you agree with that?
Whereabouts?
Right there, right there. And then it's like right along here. The problem is when you paint this like mayonnaise concoction on the previous colors, it doesn't really set on it. It just like smears into it. Right. All right. That actually gave him a little roundedness to his head. Whoops. And then I just painted in the Man, if you want to piss me off, just set me in front of a palette of oils. I told Pat, if I hate doing this, then you know, you maybe become the recipient of a big pile of oil paints. Could be worse, right? No, I'm sure she doesn't. Wow, there's nothing in me at the moment that wants to keep doing this. It's become not fun, but it's okay. I'm going to try to do a tiny bit more. I mean, the chest is turning out a lot better than expected. It doesn't have all of the variations yet in color, but it's definitely better than I expected. Much so. It's stupid. This is stupid. And also, like, I have these lines not where they belong. I don't know. I can't fix everything anymore. Like, at this point, I gotta just go with, you know, what I got going on here. Yeah, the enormity of brush that you need, the brushes that you need is crazy to me. I know I didn't do these feathers, but like that was exasperating. So it was kind of fun to work on the front of him a little bit. And he is kind of coming forward more now that I'm looking at him. That like purpley tone on his chest is really pretty. So I would say that I probably am a little justified, at least for tonight, in taking a quick breather. Maybe I lost my orange brush somewhere, so I can't fix this little. Tired and maybe ready for bath time. This probably is too sharp right here. But I can always fix that tomorrow, or with my orange brush if I can get it to paint orange again. See if it will. This is like a little pushback though, so we're going to grab this one too. It's supposed to be super bright, but it's like mid-value. There's no keeping your palette clean in this.
No.
There's none. Literally not gonna happen. I'm gonna try some of this pink and see what happens. Wow, I don't like that. And then like there's nowhere to put the paint. So now you just have a big pile of gloopy, gloppy, goopy. What did I try? I tried the orange with the, I literally can't remember what I was doing. I said I was gonna grab maybe a little bit of the ochre. not what I'm looking for. Whoops. Into the wrong territory. This lady probably tells people they all do everything bad so that they'll like pay her for lessons, thinking she knows all this stuff, but in reality she's just trying to make them feel it. And this thing has like billions of feathers, and it's like they're very distinct, like Popeye's chicken. Cool. You're a feathery little thing.
Yeah.
Can't really say what Rob would have called him online because that would probably be appropriate. If you know Rob, then that'll make you chuckle.
Yeah, just knowing his names that just
Yeah. I want to step back from it. He's looking feathery.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no denying.
No.
There's no denying he's got a face full of feathers. So interesting. Orange is supposed to come out more like that, but mine does not.
Talking about doing the corn versus like working on kind of prize, you're like, well, you know, painting what else is supposed to
Right. Yeah, it's so weird when you feel like someone's gonna look at this and judge it. All right, Mr. Mallard. I'm not really where I want you to be, but I don't know. You're a duck, but you could be better. I'm using like too dark a brush. Really, I think it's wise to like only you want to like sit and do the whole thing in one sitting, but then if you don't have enough brushes, then it's probably smart to like go in, clean them off, and start over every little bit.
The lady says, do the whole thing at once. Eat brushes.
No, it doesn't look like she'll try to use more than one size, but she doesn't seem to be struggling with all of the brush sizes like I am. But I avoided the worst parts that I didn't like she said not to do. And I do feel like there's more, like it's more, I feel like more hopeful about this being a potential. I think this could be something. But it makes me feel like I don't have still enough brushes. It's such a brush heavy freaking medium. And like Okay, you're gonna have us buy these giant brushes, but we're using on a 16 by 20 canvas, so it literally defies logic to have these ridiculously sized brushes. So hard pass, lady. I'm gonna like figure out how to paint oils and then teach her class over her head. I'm like, well, you charge too much money and you're unrealistic for the crew of people that you're paying, that you're teaching. People on fixed incomes and such, you know. Oh, maybe I put it away for tonight. It's still not nearly as orange as I want it to be, or white as I want it to be, or anything I want it to be, but like I hate the feathers in the back. They don't look right. I don't like any of it. I started to like the front part. It's this part up here that I don't like. I was trying to follow, you know, the directions and go from the back to the front. But I feel like these are like, I don't know. This is starting to make me more happy. So yeah, I think that's all I got in me tonight. I'm so tired. That I might need to call it quits for tonight for sure. Because this is exhausting. I don't know how Pat does this. There's parts of it. There's parts of him that I like though, and that's better than where I was at yesterday. So yeah, tomorrow I can lift a paint another day tomorrow. Right?
Absolutely. You know where you can off, I guess.
No, that's too fat. You gotta have the dinkiest brushes to work on these on this canvas. This is I really wish I hadn't bought all the 16 by 20s because I would just do all my paintings on 18 by 24s at this point. I mean, I probably could stretch some out, but I want to do one more thing here, just for good measure. And I can't get a thin enough brush to do it with. How did I get the white on the other side? I literally don't have a brush that is small enough to put the white where I need to. And this is tiny. Thought that might be helpful. Where's that orange beast? It's brighter than that even. Yeah, you really gotta like let the underpainting do the job in this type of work. It's fascinating. Really, really fascinating. Well, I don't know. Tired. And it's been a very long day. My day did not go as planned, so I'm just gonna be honest and say that. Which is sometimes what happens. It's like better than that. Because really, if you got your underpainting right, basically you lay your heavy colors down, and then you can just lift them up. Thought maybe that brush would be absorbent, but it's not. So that's when you're getting into crappy Q-tips now. All right, I thought it thinned that up, but it didn't. What's going on? All right, so I just lost my underpainting there somehow. That's weird. Okay. Well, that's not right. Well, I just messed that up. See, I should have left. Oh dear, I killed him. Whoops. I don't like that either. I don't like how the brush, like when I have my other palette, it's covered in plastic. So if I drop a brush, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna grab some of the, some of this, I guess. If it clean. Oh, I don't know if I can open that. See if you can open that for me. No. No, apparently that like stained the canvas really bad. Oh no, it like lifted the paint off completely. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. I feel like we are not doing me a kindness doing this course. But I'm gonna try. But I am not ecstatic about it. It's really not the right color. It needs to be like super bright. And I can't figure out like how to contain my brush sizes when I'm using them. Like, there's not much I seem to be able to do. And that's so weird. It like, I honestly thought that would just go right back down to the canvas itself. That's not gonna scrub it. So listen, with watercolors, you have these things called scrubber brushes, and they will pull really even stuff right off the paper, and you can rework it. So I guess that's kind of what I thought was going to happen right there. This is kind of like one of them. And basically you can scrub it down to the white of the canvas or the paper or whatever. I can't use my watercolor ones on this because obviously the oil paint will ruin them. But I thought that would take it down to the white, and it didn't, so it's all right. We'll just put a bright pink on it tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, maybe I should have stopped when I said I was getting tired.
I would have you do that.
I'm sure you would. I hit the wall. It's more like struggling with, it's kind of, maybe let's come over here. Struggling with not knowing how to communicate what I feel like my brain sees. Given the tools I'm given, I can figure it out for other mediums pretty easily. Colored pencil, watercolor, acrylic, look all, you know, have their own way of looking to me. But I'm so unfamiliar with this as a medium. And oil paints act differently. Like, how often have you ever like reused oil painting as a refinishing project? Like as a refinishing.
I have mixed colors together.
Right. So I don't know if you liked it or if you're like, this is weird to work with, but it's also just a weird consistency to work with. So All right, well, I'm probably killing them at this point, so let's head on out. All right, folks, thanks for being here.